Shalom, everyone, and welcome back. This coming week is a very auspicious anniversary. It's the third day of Tammuz, Gimel Tammuz, which is the anniversary of the passing of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, which we're marking 30 years ago. It's a very long time ago. And communities all over the world are commemorating the Rebbe and the Rebbe's passing, and what it means to all of us, and the legacy that the Rebbe left for all of us is going to be commemorated in farbrengens and gatherings throughout the world. So the Talmud tells us that Yaakov Avinu, Yaakov our father, never died. How is this possible? The Gemara asks, how is it possible that Yaakov never died? Because the Torah tells us in detail that Yaakov passed away, and he was embalmed, and he was buried in the Maras Machpelah, the cave of the patriarchs in Hebron. And in fact, the death and the burial of Yaakov is mentioned more extensively than any of the other patriarchs. And nevertheless, the Talmud says he never died. How is it possible to say that he never died? So the rabbis discuss it, and they come to the conclusion, based on a verse, Mazaro b'chaim, just as his seed, his descendants are alive, afu b'chaim, so he is also alive. In other words, how does a tzaddik live? How do any of us live? Through our descendants. They're our greatest legacy. And in the Rebbe's case, the Rebbe's legacy and the Rebbe's life lives on in all of the work that all of us do and all of the mitzvahs that we do in spreading Judaism and serving God. And it's a very important idea, the concept of how do we come closer to the Rebbe. We come closer to the Rebbe by learning his teachings, by studying his teachings, and by studying his life and the life that he led as well. In fact, in the Chabad world, we study a great deal the sichas of the Rebbe, the discourses of the Rebbe, the mamarim of the Rebbe. And in many communities, including ours, every Saturday night we watch a video describing the Rebbe's life and what he taught us, the legacy that he left for us. What was the legacy that the Rebbe left for us? He left us a legacy of love, of Avos Yisrael, of loving your fellow. He left us a legacy of Torah and the performance of the commandments of the Torah, and in general how to relate to others. This is really the way that the Rebbe lives in each and every one of us. And the same could be true for all of us. What is our legacy? When we pass, what are our children and our grandchildren going to remember of us? What are we going to leave them? Well, when a person dies, usually they leave what's called a Yerusha, an inheritance. Maybe they leave their house to their children or their money to their children. But the greatest legacy that we can leave for our children is the good deeds that we did in this world and the example that we set for them in this world. And many people, especially as we get older, we should start thinking about that more. What are we going to leave for our children? There is a idea that people come along with these days called leaving an ethical will. Everybody knows what a will is. You know, you say, I want to leave my car to my son, and I want to leave my house to my daughter. But there's such things as an ethical will. In other words, that people write down the values that they believed in and that they lived by, and they want their children to follow along in those values. What were the values that were important to us? Values of honesty, values of kindness, values of helping other people, family, and good health, and so many other things that we believed in, and we should pass on to our children as well. So we want to wish you all a good Shabbos. Candlelighting in San Diego is at 7:43. We wish you all a very good Shabbos.